Hello? I have a viewer. Oh. Hello? Okay. Well, I have no. This is my first time. Oh, awesome. Hello. Hello there. It's Di. Have I pronounced that right? Di. Sorry, my first time. Oh, first of all, thanks for following my channel. I recognise your name, and you do ask some pretty good questions, and I do thank you for your support. You've been very kind. Thank you. But I just wanted to try this out just to see what it was like. You know, doing it live, get some interaction with some people. The goodest in literal translation. I believe you, sir. Actually, no, well, apologies. I am assuming you are a sir and not a madam. I'm not familiar with that type of name. Where you? I'm being. Oh, okay. I'm so sorry. Yes, I did. I did do an event. Start like a live event, but thing is, because I'm using Nvidia's experience thing, it doesn't tie in with YouTube that well. So I've had to cancel that and then do it this way. But anyway, well, you may be my one and only viewer. So if you have any questions or any tips or any problems you may have, shadow play. Well, kind of shadow play. Let's have a look. It's called instant replay now. I guess they've kind of changed it around, but I may look into if this is successful, then I'll obviously try other things. But I just want to try something that I've already got. I didn't want to spend any money because there's no point if it's just like one viewer. But yeah, I just want to try this out. Do it for about an hour, waffle on, and then see what happens, and see if anyone's interested. Really, because I don't know if anyone's interested in this kind of stuff. I hope they are, because I'm interested. But I guess well, what you're seeing now is the web interface to my dual Xeon. Because I get beat. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, so if you have a blue screen all the time, can you tell me when that happens? Have you got UnRaid working stable? So don't run any VMs. Have you run it? Have you had it stable for, I don't know, a day or so? Because if it's stable, then that's a good basis to start on. Okay. I'm faulty CPU. Oh dear. Okay, that's not good. I can't remember if I spoke. Well, I chatted to over YouTube, but someone was asking me if I ever had a faulty Xeon. Yes, I've actually had 3 Xeons. 2 are in there at the moment, but one was faulty, so it's like £60 wasted. Okay, usually when I start anything that hooks into sensors, like afterburner. Oh, really? Well, that's interesting. So is that from a VM? Are you running a VM or are you running just a plain vanilla Windows 10 or 7 or whatever? Are you running UnRaid when this happens? Because I like to kind of go back a little bit as to your operating system and your hardware, because I can maybe help you out from there. Okay, so you just run. Okay, so you're running just plain vanilla Windows 10. Okay. So I had a similar problem. Well, it wasn't specific to sensors or anything like that, but I had a similar problem where the thing just wouldn't boot up. I'm really sorry about UnRaid. We'll get back to that in a second, I promise. But going back to your initial problem, going, because you may be right. It may be a faulty CPU. If that's the case, then what I suggest you do is take out both CPUs, well, or leave one in CPU slot 1 or slot 0. The first one, you have to identify. Have you got the same motherboard as me? Because if you have, then the. Hang on, let me bring up my Asus ZIP. Oh bloody hell! What's it called? What's my motherboard called? There it is. Password. Oh, so okay. No, I do not. But I tried both CPUs separately. Okay, that is strange then. Because also I was very fortunate enough to have a Gigabyte X79 board, and so I tried both my processors at the time in my X79 board, and one would boot up and the other one didn't, and so that's how I very quickly found out it was a CPU error. But if you're still getting this problem with which, oh, okay, that is very odd then. Okay, now obviously you know what you're doing. Oh, I see. So you have the ASRock, you don't have the Asus. Let me call it Asus. Oh, I see. You okay? So you don't have the one I'm showing on the screen at the moment. Oh, okay, awesome. I don't know that one that well. Let me have a look at that one. ASRock C602. Let's have a look at this. Oh, yes. Yes, I do remember this one now, because this is the one I was going to get. But I think it had a lack of sound card. Is that right? It didn't have a sound card or something? And some other features, I think. So yeah, I think I do seem to remember this one. Doesn't seem to have a sound card, and also I'm not familiar with ASRock boards. I just know them by reputation. Oh my, oh, but you just said, oh, okay. Am I not streaming? Okay, let me. Okay, am I not streaming at high res? What res am I streaming at? I am streaming at 720, buddy. Just so you know. So sorry about that. What was I going to say? Yes, ASRock. So, I'm sorry, I can't really help you with the ASRock one. I don't know how to test it. Like I said, I've had crikeys, a dozen, maybe even more, Asus motherboards, and they've never completely failed on me. So I've had some where the onboard sound card has gone, and I've had one where the onboard Ethernet has gone, but I've never had one completely die on me. So when when I wanted to do this project, I looked for an Asus dual motherboard to fit it in. But I did consider this ASRock one. ASRock one, I think, was definitely a great choice. I think it was a bit cheaper. I think on Amazon UK, I think it was. I even tried to find it on eBay, but I couldn't find it there. But going back to your problem, mate. Okay, so you know what you're doing, and I think the best way to go about this, tell me if you've done this bit already, is to have boot up, well, install a vanilla Windows 10, and then do nothing with it, and then see what happens. If you tried that, just have just a base Windows 10, nothing else running. Maybe update drives, whatever, but don't install any applications, and just see if that's stable, because then you can actually work from that. Because with the blue screen of death, as you know, you can't really tell if it's software side or hardware side, and when it comes to hardware, the quickest way to find out is to spend a bit more money. But obviously, we don't want to do that. Oh wow, that's okay. That's really weird. Okay, so another consideration with blue screens is obviously RAM. Have you tried um, taking the RAM? Oh, I've never had a crash using Linux. So maybe see, okay. Bear with me. I'm going the RAM route, okay? Because I don't know how Linux addresses the RAM, and I'm pretty sure that Windows would address it differently. So, have you tried taking some memory sticks out, or using some different memory sticks from a different machine, or rejigging all that kind of stuff? Have you tried the memory sticks in another machine? It's just one thing to eliminate, because I know it took me in another machine going back a few years now, that I had this PC and it was just right pain in the ass. And then I realised the only thing I didn't change was the RAM, and so in the end I changed both RAM sticks, put in two new ones from a different machine, and it worked. I thought, okay, so that's okay then. Um, and and in the end it was one of the two RAM sticks was faulty. I don't know what, I can't diagnose RAM sticks, but it was just faulty. And it was completely buggering up my system. It's just one thing to try. Um, okay, okay. It was not RAM. It's not. Okay. Graphics card then. Um, could be drivers issue. Um, it could be NVIDIA. Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh, you did say what graphics card. Let's go back. What did you say? You had a. You had. Oh, you got a RX 480. RX 480. Very nice. Oh, I do like it. I nearly bought one. Oh, okay, not GPU either. Okay, crikey, this is a tough one. So just to recap, Linux it's fine. Windows 10 basic vanilla, it crashes randomly and it's not something you can repeat. So that tells me it is definitely a hardware thing, not a software thing. So, and you changed the RAM, you changed the GPU. What's your power supply? I don't see if you reply with a BSD. Oh, okay. Are you thinking it might be a thermal issue then? Let's see. So just seeing what the thermal limit of a 2670 is. Excuse me. So apparently it's 70. The 2670 is 70 for the thermal limit. So if it's a heat issue, then what cooling system are you using? YouTube won't let me send more comments. That's weird. I'm just gonna. Okay, that's weird. Yeah, there's approximately, by the time I read your comment and then say it, it's about a 10-15 second delay, I think. Yeah, yeah, I know. Yeah, what cooling? Well, if I don't know. See, thing is though, I know what you're saying about your temps are all right. But what I found with certainly AMD, so I don't even know if this applies to Intel, but certainly AMDs, if there's a temp spike just for a fraction of a second, it will crash the system. It will hang it. I don't know. So what cooling system do you have? What cooling? Yeah, €22. Oh dear. Okay. Um, yeah, if it's not thermal, so yeah, okay. Yeah, 60 degrees is good. Yeah, 60 degrees is good. So that's well within limits. Actually, it's very good. Actually, saying that. Um, yeah, it's very good because on full whack, I've got mine's a water cooled at full whack. Mine are hitting 50, so you're only 10 degrees hotter. I guess these Xeons are very efficient anyway. I don't think they get too hot. The only thing I can think of, right, is it has to be one of the CPUs or the motherboard. Um, can you get a motherboard swapped out? Can you get a refund? Can you get it? Is it under warranty? Can you get it changed? I knew you said they sent help you with the BIOS, but are they able to perhaps give you a replacement? Yeah. Uh, heat seek. Yeah. I'll tell you what. Going off topic a little bit. Um, the best cooler I've used um, per for well the price per TDP was the Cooler Master 21 no 212. Is that right? Cool Master 212. Is that on? Is that Yeah, this bad boy. I've got two of these, and it's absolutely amazing. It's weird that uh, Linus Tech Tips are saying it's not very good. I disagree. It's very good cooler. For the price, it was absolutely amazing. I was absolutely stunned, and how quiet it was. I can't believe its performance. It was only marginally off from my Noctua. Oh crikey! What's it called? What's a Noctua? NHD 14. That's it. And that's a freaking massive cooler. And that's got twin towers and it's got twin fans, and so yeah, that was. I still got that. I still got my Noctua. I love my Noctua. Um, but okay, so it's not thermal. It's not. It's not GPU. It's not RAM. Your power supply. You said it was 650 watts. What brand is it? What brand is your power supply? Because I learnt the hard way never to skimp out on a good PSU. EVGA, okay, they're pretty good. I don't have one personally. I've been using Corsair. They seem to be fine. And I know Corsair are rebranded. I think they're Seasonic, the Corsairs. I don't know if EVGA are rebranded as well. 510 watts. Yeah, okay. It's not so. I guess it's like when it comes to power, it's not so much how much it draws or how efficient it is. It's how stable the rails are. I don't know a hell of a lot about PSUs, but obviously you don't want any ripples in the power supply, and I think that's what all the kind of phase capacitors sell like some from Back to the Future. But I think that's what all the phase capacitors to smooth out all the rough power coming through. That's how I see it in my head anyway. But okay, so you got you got a good power supply, um, and you said you tried the two CPUs. You tried. So sorry, going back to two CPUs. Um, you said when you try one CPU in your motherboard, does it still blue screen? Have you just put in one CPU on your motherboard and then just kind of left it running for like a day? Does it still blue screen? Well, because I can't figure out why it would do that. Where's my tower? There's my tower. So I don't have thingy here. Oh, cup of tea. Quick cup of tea. Okay. If it doesn't blue screen every day, then that's just weird. That's too random. Yeah. Anyway, so okay. Well, I don't think we can resolve this. Your blue screen on this chat. Certainly, it's got my it's got me thinking, because you obviously know what you're doing. Oh, okay. The CPU cache. That's a very very specific problem. But so going back to my question, mate. One CPU on the motherboard, leave it running for a day. Does it still blue screen? And I mean, like, just leave it running for like 24, 48 hours. Does it still blue screen? Because obviously, if it's a cache, there's nothing you can do. I mean, what makes you think it's a cache? That's very specific. Because it's so random. Because you were saying even if you don't tax your CPU, it will still crash randomly. And you said if you put thermal paste on it, it doesn't blue screen for days. But that would lead me to be okay. See, that's weird then. One blue screen. Okay. This may sound like a very patronising question, so forgive me. So the RAM that you're using, I know you tested them and it's fine, but are you sure you put the RAM in the right channels, in the right lanes? So what I mean by that is, well, you know what I mean by that, is when you, I don't know the ASRock specifically, but obviously you have to put the RAM in very specific slots depending on how many CPUs you have as well. Oh, okay. So the stock code then, is it consistently the same stock code? If it's so then that leaves a clue there, doesn't it? That says, yeah, we are very kind of very specific. But oh, right. Okay, I don't know. I don't know how that would work then, because if you try the CPU separately, and it still works without blue screen, but when you put them both together and it blue screens, that to me says motherboard. That to me says motherboard. If you eliminate everything else, it's got to be the second slot or one of the slots on to the motherboard. Yeah, I don't know this. I don't know this motherboard well enough. I know my one pretty well. How do I make that bigger? Yeah, because I stuck 32 gigs in mine. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, okay, no, fair enough. I think we kind of talked about the subject long enough. Was there anything you wanted to know specifically with UnRaid? I mean, I guess I could show you how I set a new one up. Would that be interesting to you? Are you a gamer? What is it? Tell me a bit about yourself. What do you do? What is it that makes you buy a dual Xeon CPU? Are you a designer? Are you creative? Why do you need that kind of power? Me personally, I'm a designer, a web designer. Currently doing a UI and a UX project for a company that doesn't know what UI or UX is, which is hilarious. Well, not hilarious in a good way, but I set one at once, but I can't get sound. Okay, can't get sound to my VMs. Okay, can't get sound. That's interesting. Okay, so let's have a look at sound then. So I've got at the moment I've got player one running. So what I'll do, I'll show you player two. Player two, edit. So for this particular one, well, I mean this is how you should be doing it anyway. So obviously the graphics card, and I've got three graphics cards actually in my system. I've got as you can see a GeForce 210, and then I've got two GeForce 780s, both water cooled. I have three in there because the 210 is really designed so that UnRaid can actually boot without grabbing onto either of my 780s. So it's a boot device. That's all it does. It doesn't do anything else. But yeah, as you can see, the two 780s they're very similar except for these. I don't know what it's called specifically, but I think they're the PCI channels. So forgive me if that's not what they're called. But basically, just make sure that they match. So in this second one, I've got a 840000, and on this one, make sure it's 84001, and that's it. The good thing about my Asus, or this Asus, is that graphics sound card. It's got a built-in one, so if I do ever have issues, then I'll just use that one. But I've never had issues. Well, actually, saying that, there is one where there is an issue, which keeps recurring, where for whatever reason the sound just gets really out of sync and starts getting really slow. Yeah, yeah, it's nice if it shows up in the list. Okay, so oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Are you saying the obviously the graphics card is showing up, but then the sound card doesn't show up? Is that what you're saying? Have you tried another graphics card in there? Have you tried, say, like an Nvidia one? Because I wonder if it's a driver issue from UnRaid recognizing the 48, the RX 48. Oh, that's really weird. It doesn't show up. That's really weird. Okay, let's have a look. I think it's under stats. No, tools, system devices. Okay, so I'm just following what Linus said, so using his technique. So what I tended to do was just make sure it's actually in separate lanes. Now, was this separate lanes? What did he say? So, oh God, there you go. So if I can zoom that up a little bit. So on my one, I'm having luck around them. What I do, so this was really testing me. Yeah, man. I can see how it is. Mate, I nearly gave up, to be honest. My motherboard, fecked up on me, and CPU issues, all that kind of stuff. And in all honesty, if Asus didn't replace my motherboard for free, then I would have gone, nope, sod it, not worth it. Because that motherboard cost me close to £400. I was not going to spend another £400 just for a project. That's ridiculous. But like I said, I don't know. Anyway, going back to this. So going to mine, going on yours. Does your hardware pop up on your system devices, because I remember, what did Linus bloody say? I think he said that they need to be in separate channels or separate lanes or something. Because on here, if I got, where my NVIDIA's, I got this 280, that's G4. So there's one 780 here. That's one 780. Oop. So that's one of the 780s, and it's on lane 0500. I'm calling it lanes. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then obviously further down, wrong one. No, there it is. That one there. That one there. For my second NVIDIA pops up. Everything pops up but the sound card. Wow. Okay. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Why wouldn't that work? Have you got your okay, again, sound like a kind of noob kind of question, but have you got your graphics card in the first slot? Have you got your graphics card in the 16 times slot 1, slot A, whatever it's called? Okay, you're not here for tech support. Okay, so I guess like that's fair enough. This is my first time. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, to be honest. I've just thought I'll just kind of set out to talk about Xeon, talk about UnRaid and whatnot, because my system is running sweet. I know it doesn't help you that much, but my system is running sweet. So so I've got, actually saying that, I even though I could have Plex running, I didn't see the need, because for me, my dual Xeon is just a toy. I switch it on whenever I just want to tinker around with things. Nothing really specific. People say to me like, "Oh, you Xeon, like, why you bought one of those for?" Blah, blah, blah. Well, because I can, basically. You know, I'm not bragging, but financially, I'm doing okay. Personally, I don't have any dependents. I don't have children. I currently don't have a girlfriend, so I got some. You know, I'm a freelancer. Just showing what I could have if it worked. Let me know. Don't you set up? Okay. So I guess so. The system that you're seeing this on at the moment is my workhorse. So let me kind of show you, because I can't, obviously I can't put up another camera on here, but I can show you. I did a video of it not so long ago. Where is it? So where are you? Where are you? Ah, here we go. So that one.
Thanks.
So yeah, this is currently my system, but without the Cooler Master cooler. That's the Cooler Master I was talking to you about. Absolutely brilliant, but with my 3930K in there at the moment, i7, it's an old CPU, but bloody hell, you overclock that and that gets quite hot. So the reason I'm banging on about this is what I'm streaming from at the moment, because it's my work machine, it's my editing machine, it's my gaming, well, part gaming machine. I recently bought what did I buy? A GTX 1060. Tell you what, I know you got your 480, but if you ever decide to switch to the other side, because I'll confess, I am an NVIDIA fanboy. Back in the day, I was AMD all the way, but unfortunately, for stability issues, I just getting all this whatever, and I switched over to my first NVIDIA was crikey, what is it? I think it was like a 560, 550 or 560, and it was fine, absolutely fine. I had no issues with anything, and it just like, you know what? I don't care if it performs better. I personally think, okay, just my opinion, that NVIDIA drivers are more stable. You know, I'm not saying they're better or faster or whatever, but in my opinion, when I've got all my cars are NVIDIA now, I never have driver issues. I really don't. Anyway, what I can't do it on this stream, I'm afraid, mate. But what I might do next time is to kind of show you the stuff that I can do running two VMs, because obviously so player one is I'll boot up player two from my web interface. Yes, I've become the MD. But you know what though? I mean, yeah, I would. It would be a worst. Would be worst world. English, duh. The world would be poorer if AMD weren't around. You know. I've so the chips that I've got. I've got two Xeons, and then I've got the 3930K, which is my workhorse, and I've got that Pentium 4, which I can never remember the bloody name of. Intel, that's the one, G3258. So this sucker, the Intel G32. This is that the one? Yeah, that's the one. It's only a box, but yeah, this one. Maybe that's a better box. Is that the one? Yeah, that's this one there, 3258. It's a lovely little processor. It lacks any real decent power, but I wanted to build an HTC machine which I could leave on and would draw minimum amount of power. It would run Plex, it would stream this, that, and the other here occasionally. Very, very, very light gaming, and nothing more than that. And I tell you what, that's just my little baby. Okay, check my home. You should check my home server. It's even worse. Oh my word, really. Oh, okay. Interesting. Wow. I don't. You know what? I'm trying to read your first sentence. That's beyond me, mate. Alumni.votc.xyz. No idea what that is, mate. That is beyond my knowledge. Unless you're drunk and can't type. Yeah, but no, going back to AMD, I love AMD. My last chip I bought was the 8350. AMD 8350. Yes. I think that's a 6-core. Nope, 8-core. Wrong again, Terry. Yeah, absolutely gem of a chip. Oh, I'm sorry. So what? It can't let. Okay, so this is my first time. It won't let you type in web addresses. I'll just give it a go. Oh, it's interesting. Yeah. So the AMD 8350 is in my gaming rig. It's so I put the 1060 in there. So yeah, I put the 1060 in there, and so I was able to have a gaming machine. Oh, I see. I did not know that. Okay. Okay, so I'll try to type in Loom. Loom.
I like to sing, dance, pretend,
What the fuck? Dude, you're weird. What the hell is this? What have I stumbled onto? That is well trippy. Hey, that's cool. Yeah, no, I run Open Hardware Monitor too, but obviously you set up way more advanced than I have. Yeah, your temps. Oh wow, you're an A flipping egg. So what do you use your server for? Are you are you running Plex on it? Is it it's for your development and whatnot, that kind of stuff? What's that for? Could you go for some obviously uh well, lower spec, but it's not. I don't think you could game on that. I don't think you could game on that anyway. You tell me if I'm right or not. So yeah. Oh, talking of gaming, like what kind of games you into? So I've bought a load of games recently because of there's some deals going. So I bought The Division. I've bought obviously Battlefield 1. I bought Witcher 3. Which I'm struggling with Witcher 3. I'm struggling to get into it. Yeah, I heard really, really good things about it. And I've only played like an hour, but I just like I don't know. It wasn't what I wasn't I don't know what I was expecting. Um, but yeah, but I'm really enjoying Battlefield 1. I wasn't sure about the setting, more like a World War II fan, really. But World War One really kind of, I highly recommend Battlefield 1. The campaign I've finished, a very, very short campaign. I took my time, but even so, taking my time, probably 5 hours, if that. But good, well, good stories. It reminds me of Bad Company, where it's really story based, and the missions were just kind of follow this, could go to point B. Battlefield, what disappointed you? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, mate. Um, in what way? What I mean, obviously, I wasn't expecting a huge revolution. I'll tell you what, talking of different disappointments. Battlefront, Star Wars, Battlefront. I'm sorry, they completely cocked that up. DICE, George Lucas, Star Wars. What the hell? I reckon someone at management went, let's completely screw everyone over. Talking about flipping disappointments. Anyway, so I'll kind of let that one go. I don't care how disappointed you are with Battlefield 1. Battlefront was shite. Could not get round. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is ridiculous, right? You got some very clever people there, but you know what? I think the clever people sometimes get shouted down. Because obviously they got the graphics right, they got the sounds right, and even they got some of the animation right. But for yeah, well, yeah, I know. Oh, don't get me started. Yeah, man. Yeah, brother. I'll tell you, we're on the same page there. What the hell? I mean, that's. Oh, I mean, I don't know how old you are, mate, but I'm rapidly approaching. Well, let's say rapidly. I'm 45, so I was alive when the original trilogy came out. I saw Star Wars in a cinema, first time round, and it changed my life, man. It changed my life. And then and to be honest, the last, again, just my opinion, the last Star Wars game I was really into was X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Do you remember that? Dude, 24. Nah, shut up, mate. No, 24. You're joking, mate. 24. No. You, no, so yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, so I was in the cinema. So you're 24. So you weren't around back then to just how amazing that film just changed everything. You're of the yeah, episodes 1, 2, and 3 era. Oh God! So I went out for drinks last night, and my mate said he has a close friend who likes episode 1, and he said that was the best Star Wars. And I said I advised him to ditch his friend. How can he's just trolling? No one can actually believe flipping. You know, Star Wars 1 was the best game. Star Wars Episode 1 was the best film. Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic, great game, great game. Yeah, that was a good game. I don't know. It's one of those things though, isn't it? Like only because you got a good franchise and you got a good IP, a good intellectual property like Star Wars, doesn't mean you can make a good make a good game out of it. I think they're two different formats. Well, obviously, two different formats. It's the same argument, isn't it? When companies make a a film version of a book, say like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, all that kind of stuff, and all the snobs will go, "Well, oh no, it's not as good as the book." Of course, it isn't. It's a different thing. Leave it alone. Stop comparing, chalk and cheese. It doesn't make any difference. You don't sit there with a whole bunch of other people reading a book. You read a book by yourself. You don't anyway. So, yeah, yeah. Oh, excuse me. I've worked for some very large corporate places, and yeah, corporate places. They're just people in suits, and all they see is the dollar sign. Actually, that's an interesting article I read about Apple, and I've known this for a while. I don't know if you're an Apple fanboy. Do you have any Apple products? Do you have their iPhones or iPads or whatnot? But I'm not an Apple fanboy, but I do prefer their phones. I was with Android for about so I was iPhone, but then I thought, you know what, screw you, Steve Jobs, and went over to Android for 2 years. That was way worse, way worse. My God, Android. Although, what's the new Google one? What's the new Google phone? Google Pixel. Pixel. That's it. Now, Google Pixel. Yeah, you know what? That's tempting. Car phone warehouse. There you go. Let's have a look at them. You don't use how can you not use phones, buddy? My God, I use phones every every hour. If I'm being honest with you. 47 quid a month. You're having a laugh. I'm not paying that. No. That's stupid. That's a lot of money. How much to buy outright? How much times does it cost to buy Google? Buy now. Let's have a look. Oh, Google Store. Have a look. Google Store. Oh, nothing. Oh, there we go. £600 for a phone. No. That's. I mean, why are phones so expensive? You can get a laptop, a desktop, so much more cheaper. Don't do drugs, mate. Stay out of drugs, kids. No. To be honest, I'm a bit of a square. I studied relatively hard at school. I wouldn't say I studied really hard. I studied hard at school, and and I just really wanted to. When I was a kid, I really wanted a good job, and some of my friends were, into that kind of stuff, and I'm a bit of a square, I'm afraid. Even now, a bit older now, a bit, I wouldn't say wiser, but yeah. But what drove me was just kind of trying to. I was very ambitious. I wanted lots of things, and I wanted lots of money, and I felt the only way to do that was to have a good education. God, I sound like a teacher. Shut me up. Right. Boobies. There we go. Let's see. Let's get things back to life. Oh, dude, no. How can you be fucked at 24? No, mate, your life's just beginning, mate. 24, in fact, no way, dude. No way. It may seem that way, but don't worry, buddy. You'll hang in there. So tell me a bit about yourself, man. Like, You know, taught myself English, programming, all skills I needed because I failed school. But those are great skills, mate. You know, programming these days. Are you more of application developer or a web developer, or you know, are you working at the moment? Because I'll tell you what, if oh dude, really? Ah shit, man, that's not good. I don't know what you mean there, mate. I want to send you into retirement. What does that mean? How can you retire at 24? I like to retire. I like to retire now, to be honest. Yeah, man. That's it. That's the spirit. Retire when you're dead. Yeah. Fuck the world. Yeah. I don't know, man. And I don't know how we got off this subject. So, yeah. I guess like going back to tech and stuff. I really don't know what else to do with my dual Xeons and UnRaid now, because I've taken it as far as I can without really spending any more money, because I don't want to make it into a gaming machine, because I've got two separate machines already that are very game capable. You know, I've got an AMD 8350 with a 1060 in there, and also got this workhorse, the 3930K with a 980 in there. So with the UnRaid system, I don't want to destroy it. Certainly not. You know, I'm using it as a server to back up a lot of stuff, but I don't know where else I can take it, because I've both can play games quite adequately. Both can edit and render quite adequately. Dude, I've got what have I got? Five Western Digital Reds in there. Okay, those are very expensive hard drives, and I mean, I guess I could. I guess I could put more VMs, but why? You know, if there's no reason to put more VMs in there, I don't see any reason to. You know, because if I go to the VMs section, look, I could put Windows 7, server. Not really interested in that. Linux. You know what? I know people. So yeah, you know what? Exactly. You know what? Exactly what you just said there, right? You know, virtualize two gaming PCs and get out of it. Yeah, absolutely. But I've done that, and well, just done. Honestly, it was more to see if I could do it. It was just simple as that, because it's really cool, and it was really nerdy, and I like projects, you know. Run some space out. So yeah, I don't know where else to take it, because I don't want to start installing things like, you know, Linux and Chrome and Ubuntu, Steam OS. Not really interested at all. In terms of the 780s in there, they're old graphics cards, but they do, man. I'm telling you, they can run. They're still relevant now. Okay, you know, maybe they won't have the full, you know, 4K experience, but you know, bollocks to that, mate. You know, 1080p is more than adequate for gaming, because for me personally, I would take 60 FPS over 4K any day of the week. Any day of the week, you know. I've got a 4K monitor. I've tried to run I tried to run 4K with my 980. Absolutely choked it. Didn't like it. But you know, and I've seen people upload 4K content at 60p on YouTube. It looks a little bit prettier, but so what? You know. For me, it's not about resolution. It's about fidelity. It's about the detail in the graphics. You know, one thing I've never really liked about comparing. Oh, you must know, being a gamer, you must know Forza and Gran Turismo. Okay, here's a question for you then. Graphically, just graphically, what do you think has a higher fidelity? I don't mean resolution, I mean just detail. Looks more realistic. Forza or Gran Turismo? So I'm not talking about the better game here. In terms of realistic graphics, Forza or Gran Turismo? So reading your text here, with DirectX 12 and Vulkan taken off, you will see PC game performance over the years. Maybe you may grow more one day. Yeah, that's true. You know, at the moment, as you know, DirectX 12 is in infancy. Loads of people doing benchmarks, and currently, DX12 is slower than DX11, but that's to be expected. When I run Battlefield 1, it's noticeably slower when I put it on DX12 mode, so I'll just stick it back on 11 for now. Yeah, Forza does look amazing, you know, absolutely. But I guess what I'm getting at is excuse me, it's really the detail in its world. So what I love about Gran Turismo is, certainly the last time I played it, they had people. You know, when in Forza, again, forgive me, I haven't played the latest Forzas, but last time I played Forza, you had all these nice roads and nice maps and towns, but no people in it. And I think, what kind of place, you know, has a ghost town to run around in? But DX12 usually slow on NVIDIA, though. Herb is a fanboy. No, well, okay, it doesn't hurt, but it's more like it's like a strong poke, you know, like a damn it, you know. But it's not enough for me to kind of swap over. But you know what? Going back to AMD, AMD shares went up in their last quarterly reports. Something you're not interested in, but point is, if AMD are making profit, that means they have more resource to do R&D. More R&D means they can push out better hardware. And what they've done recently is that, you know what, they said to themselves, you know what, we probably will never beat Nvidia in terms of performance. And to be fair, who the hell can afford a GTX 1080? Actually, no, I can afford it, but I can't justify that price. That's way too expensive. So what AMD have done is said, well, you know what? Let's release a 480, an absolutely bitchin' card, and let's try, because not everyone is going to buy a top end card. You know, why would you, right? So they said, let's corner the lower end market, and they have. I mean, good for them. You know, good for them. I tell you what, I nearly went for the 480. I tell you, actually, you tell me, right? The 480. What do you like and don't like about it? No, you're absolutely right. No, yes, I did have that thought in the back of my mind. AMD isn't just doing that kind of stuff, you know. So no, another good point. Yes, AMD will be around for a while, but I guess you know, can you imagine a gaming world, or certainly on a PC without AMD? Because I'm pretty sure AMD, the GPUs in the Xbox One and the PS4, I'm pretty sure they are AMD GPUs. Am I right? You seem to be quite knowledgeable about this kind of stuff. GPU in PS4 for specifications, graphic processing unit. AMD. Yes. Don't understand a word of that. Where are we? What is it? The graphics processing unit is AMD's GPU capable Radeon's GCN architecture. Okay? What's that equivalent of? No idea. Okay, I'm surprised. that the 480 isn't fast, a lot faster than 7870. I mean, 7870 was a great card. I think it had thermal issues though, didn't it? It got quite hot. As does most AMD cards. At least it doesn't, burst into flames. But I'm surprised. I'll be disappointed, to be honest, if I bought a 480 and it didn't perform like that quickly. So it's coming up to 1:15. I was only going to do this for an hour, but it's been really nice talking to you, mate. But what we'll try and do is set up some kind of Google Hangout, so we can just do it that way. Yeah, man. So yeah. Oh, there's somebody else here. No, there was somebody else here. There's another person. Sorry, didn't realise there's another person in the chat. So yeah, just for the new fella, negative PT. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up now. It's been doing this for about just over an hour, but Di has been a wonderful audience, audience of one. But you know what? It's been good. It's been fun. Talking to this kind of stuff about it. But I'll tell you what. Maybe do like a hangout with a voice chat. So you're not constantly typing and all that kind of stuff, and everything a little bit real time. Yeah. Follow me on Twitter, mate. Twitter. Is it 101? What did I put? Nope. Can't remember my bloody Twitter. Idiot. That's not me. Feck. What's my? I can't remember my own Twitter. That's not it. God damn it. Anyway, I put up my Twitter thing on there. That's ridiculous. Anyway, yeah, I'll put up my Twitter thing and then follow me on Twitter. You don't like. Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, okay. Well, how else to communicate? Okay. Facebook. Okay, you guys like Facebook, don't you? Yes. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. How do I? Hang on. God damn it! Sorry, I'm not prepared for this at all. Because I'm an idiot. Okay. Okay. Follow me on Twitter. Cheeky bastard. All right, okay. Let's not get all weird. All right. Yeah. But yeah. Find me on Facebook. Join my Facebook account, and maybe we can chat there and that kind of stuff too. Okay, guys. I'm gonna wrap it up. It's Saturday. I need to get outside, or I'm gonna go nuts. So yeah. That's it, guys. Thanks for everything. Thanks for following. Give me some feedback, because obviously I like to know, what you thought, what you think. Did I do well? Did it suck? Should I just kill myself? I'd rather not kill myself. But yeah, okay, guys, that's it. I'm gonna shut down now. And have a good weekend. Bye.